Greetings, beloved people. Today being Sunday, the 14th of September 2025, I welcome and greet you from where I am based in Durban, South Africa, on the southern tip of our beloved continent of Africa. I'd like to thank you again for taking time off your schedule to visit our page and be part of this movement, which I believe is critical and very important for us, the children of the soil, the children of our mother continent, the only place and the only continent that we call home, which is Africa. I'd like to welcome you once again and thank you. And as a way of kicking off, I'd like to remind you about the importance of liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, and even more importantly, commenting below and giving us some feedback on both the content of the channel, of our videos, and also the form and structure in which it is presented to you and everybody else in the rest of the world. And I'd like to thank those of you who have taken time to do just that, and request those of you who haven't to do so. And in addition to that, to invite other people and let them know about this channel, about this page, and this movement, and participate in shaping it to what we all want it to be. Bearing in mind something that I've stressed consistently since its inception, that among other things, one of its pillars is its pan-African nature and an African view and perspective of the world. So we interpret anything from the point of view of African people. We take a perspective that is primarily and perhaps even exclusively, but certainly unapologetically, from the point of view of the way of life and the ways of life and the ways of living of African people in their daily lives. That's the approach and attitude and perspective that we unapologetically take in this channel. I thought that today I shouldn't introduce a new topic. Those of you who have watched last week's post may recall that we spoke about two areas, two elements, that is of food security and national stroke military security for any country and people. And because of the time limits that we have set ourselves in this channel, I couldn't expand as I would have liked to on those two points. So as a result, I decided that instead of introducing a new topic today or a new concept, I'll stick with those two and try to expand as far as possible, and given their importance and critical nature. The two issues were the issues of food security, that's number one, and number two, national or military security. I like to argue, as I said last week, that it's very important that you manage to feed yourselves or to feed your people. That's the first thing. You must be able to generate or produce sufficient food to feed your people, to feed yourselves, and then export any surplus. But you must feed yourselves first. You must have food for your people, for your people, for your country, for your nation, for your continent. You must be able to do that. That's number one. And that's where the concept of food security comes in. The second one is the one of national security. The protection and preservation of national borders as they are a reality of the 21st century in 2025. How do you protect your national interests? How do you defend your people? So, and as I argued last week, that unless you can, one, feed your people and export whatever surplus you have, number one. Then number two, unless you can defend your people. So that's where the question of military and national security comes in. Then you are not independent. So you are not a sovereign state. You are not a sovereign country. You are not an independent people. As a village, as a whatever residential area, as a town, a city, a province, a country, a continent, and a people of Africa, your sovereignty and independence is so heavily compromised that it's basically in reality non-existent if you rely on other people to feed and defend you, because they don't have your interests at heart. And I did say last week that I don't blame them for that. So which brings us to what is the theme of and area of focus of our channel. How do you then utilize advancements and developments and innovations in technology, sciences, and engineering to safeguard those two areas and interests? That is the one of food security and national security. That's what tonight's topic is about. That's what that's what I like to stick to. I like to challenge all of you, all of us, to apply our minds into that. How do we ensure that advances and developments in the sciences, engineering, and technology and innovations safeguard the interests of the people of the continent of Africa in all those two areas, in as far as the provision of food and national security? Because if the world provides you with food and security, the world will lead you, will dictate you. They'll dictate everything about you. So your independence and sovereignty will basically become non-existent. And that's serious and very critical. And that's a challenge that faces many nations and people within the continent of Africa. And that's something that I like this channel, followers of this channel, to concern themselves about, debate it, and discuss it with the rest of the world. Again, this is Themba Waga Mataba, and I sign off and say bye-bye.